Okay, hey, and welcome to part 5 of the mini-series. This is another train pack by Hornby, as you can see, and this particular set is the Heart of Midlothian train set, which has quite an interesting story actually, because this was bought, I think, from the Argos Superstore in Wrexham, and the locomotive inside it was not the locomotive it was supposed to be, or something. Inside here is Falcon, the Class A4 Pacific, but all the stuff we read about said that it would be woodcot or woodcote or something like that. So it wasn't the locomotive it was supposed to be, but it was still a really nice one, and it was a bargain price, and it was just a fantastic set, to be honest. So it was such a nice purchase. It was a lovely day. We'd just come from Shrewsbury, called into Wrexham on the way back, and picked this up. And I just thought, wow, that's amazing. So yeah, it's got quite a nice story behind it. So this is the Heart of Midlothian train pack by Hornby, and I'm afraid there's not much I can show you at all until I open the box. Okay, so the box is open, and this is all you get. This is it, basically. Well, you get some instructions as well, but I've put those in my folder already. So obviously this is the main appeal of the set, the Class A4 Pacific here, designed by Grizzly. Harry's going to love this because he's a big fan of the A4s. And this particular model is Falcon, as you can see. 60025 is her running number. Well, when she was in British Rail, she's a British Rail liveried A4. As you can see just there, that's the late crest, which means that she ran right up until retirement, probably in 1967 or 1965 or something like that. 1963 maybe. I'm not too sure, but I know that she entered service. This actual locomotive, Falcon, entered service in 1937. When my granddad was just 5 years old. So when my granddad was just a little 5-year-old boy, this magnificent piece of engineering entered service. On the East Coast Main Line, they were East Coast Main Line cruisers travelling from, this particular train, the Heart of Midlothian, as the coaches indicate there, look at that, Heart of Midlothian. This particular service, I should say, ran from London King's Cross all the way up the East Coast Main Line to Edinburgh Waverley. So quite a trek. And wow, how magnificent it must have been to have been hauled behind such a fantastic engine. So, well, let's have a look at everything in detail. Okay, so I'm going to start with the locomotive itself. Here she is. Right, let's get a few close-up shots if the camera will focus. Yes, look at that. The A4s by Hornby are spectacular. There's no doubt about it. They're incredible. And for many years they were superior to the ones by Bachmann actually. The Bachmann shape wasn't quite right. I have heard and I have read that they have changed that. Bachmann have modified the shape and it's correct now, but for a while the Hornby A4 reigned supreme, and in my opinion it still does, to be honest. It's such a beautiful locomotive, and unlike the Princess Coronation that we were looking at the other day, when we look in the cab, look at that. Yay, well done Hornby. See, all those people that say they can't make good trains, excuse me, they can. Look at that. That's fantastic. Wow. Actually, you know, this whole set, come on, focus. This whole set was like 80 or 90 pounds or something, and the locomotive alone is worth that. It honestly is. In fact, to be honest, it's probably worth more. So to get 3 fantastic Mark 1 coaches as well, gosh, it's just incredible. But yes, look at that detail. Now, I'm not a steam enthusiast. I don't drive them in real life. I know a lot of people that do, like Mark, but yeah, I couldn't tell you what half of that is there. I know that obviously there's a regulator and there's steam, pressure valves and things like that, but to incorporate so much detail in a model like this is fantastic. It's such a nice touch. I mean, look, you've even got the little dials, the little readouts up at the top. I just think it's brilliant. I really do. I honestly do think it's incredible. And it doesn't stop there. You've got rivets exactly where rivets are supposed to be. You've got beautiful handrails going down the length of the whole body. The livery is fantastic. The green paintwork, it just works so well with those red stripes. It's so smart. It really is lovely. This is one of my favourite locomotives in my entire collection. I just love this A4. It's beautiful. And the detail is carried over to the tender as well. Again, perfect livery application all the way around with that beautiful red stripe. Look at all those wheels. I love the Gresley tenders with the, well, no, this isn't a corridor one, is it? But I just love them. They just have so many wheels. It's fantastic. And then you've got nice painted detail there at the front of the, well, yeah, the front of the tender, I suppose. Sprung buffers, yes, sprung buffers. And in fact, I didn't check it, but we have got sprung buffers on the front of the A4 as well. Beautiful. Yeah, so the detail is fantastic, both on the actual locomotive and her tender. It's excellent. And then, as I say, we come onto these coaches, these Mark 1 coaches. The Heart of Midlothian. It says the Heart of Midlothian above every single coach, which is fantastic. So you've got a, well, is that a standard corridor? It looks like it. And then I think you get a second one. And then you get a brake coach as well. And I've got some news for you. As you may have seen in previous vids, something that's quite common is a lot of shops will buy sets like this. Ooh, careful. And they will split the sets up. So they'll sell the locomotive separately and they'll sell the coaches separately. Which means I went and bought a whole load of coaches separately too. So this is actually a 6-coach train instead of a 3-coach, which really does make a difference. It does make it a lot more fun. So later on, when I put it all on the track, you'll see her pulling all 6. But the coaches are fantastic. Hornby don't usually make the best coaches, to be honest. And as you can see there, we've got quite an unrealistic, gigantic tension lock, and it's not even them. So yeah, that's not brilliant, but they're not bad. Just look at the detail all down the side. It's a lovely colour. It's a lovely, well, it's like blood and custard, isn't it, I suppose. It's a lovely, well, it's not quite, but it's close, isn't it? It's pretty close. And you've got lovely lettering there. The font is just right. It looks really neat. The Heart of Midlothian. The running numbers for the coaches are all accurate too. I checked those out. And even little, what does that say? First, yeah. Even tiny little first class signs in the window there, little stickers. So it's not bad. It's not bad at all. There's plenty of detail underneath. And you've even got, what's that say? Emergency lighting point. Okay, so considering they were essentially free, honestly, because the whole set was about £80 or £90, and Hornby A4s alone go for usually around £100. It's essentially the coaches were free, and you can't grumble at that. To get a coach of this quality for literally no pounds at all, for nothing, is, well, yeah, it's brilliant. I'm not going to complain, am I? So they're not as good as some of the gorgeous coaches brought out by Bachmann, but there's plenty of weight to them. Plenty. I doubt you would need to add anything to that, to be honest. The livery is spot on. The writing is spot on. They're just great. So what I'm going to do now, because she really is a superb locomotive and a superb train, I'm going to put it all on the track and get it going. Right, so here we are. over at the layout, and I must say at this point, I'm sorry if my voice sounds a bit strange and stuff, but I was at a wedding last night and my voice has just been shot at from shouting so loud to hear somebody and to get somebody to hear you just meters away. So yeah, my voice is a bit destroyed today, but never mind. You should be able to understand me just about okay. So let's get this gorgeous A4 on the tracks and a tender as well, which is just like the Princess Coronation the other day, where the pin drops right down through the connector at the back. Look at that. I mean, there's not much like it, is there? I mean, it's just such a fantastic, such an iconic design, inspired by German diesels, oddly enough. You might not like that, but yeah, I'm pretty sure Gresley went over to Germany and was inspired by the streamlined diesels he saw to come back over and make a steam equivalent. And so this is what we ended up with. But yeah, it's a fantastic piece of engineering, beautiful lines, beautiful curves, just gorgeous, absolutely gorgeous. So let's give her a direction. She's already warmed up, I think, so she's good to go. She's quite a regular runner, this one. She does a lot of miles. Oh yes, yeah, that's fine, absolutely fine. And she's still DC as well, I must point out. She is DC, so I will see how slow she can go, but it's not going to be an entirely accurate test because the track is getting a little bit grubby, so I'm going to have to clean all of that at some point. Okay, so she's got power, she's got a direction. Take it away, Falcon. And away she goes. And, well, she's just great. A little bit of squeaking. She probably needs a drop or two of oil, but yeah, just look how smooth that is. She's just magnificent, isn't she? She just looks so good. Even without a train. Just look at that linkage. Okay, well, she's had a nice run or two around the loop, so I think we should slow her down and then couple her up to some coaches. Okay. Yeah, that'll do. In fact, yeah, let's just test her slow speed performance. Now, bear in mind she's DC, so it's not going to be fantastic, but let's just see what we can achieve. Okay, come on, come on. Oh, bit stuttery, bit jittery. There we go, come on. Okay, that's not too bad. That's not terrible. You've got to give her credit because she's going over the Hornby Express points, which are locomotive killers, and as I say, she's DC, so she's not doing too bad at all. Will she going again? No, she's stopped in a dead zone. Or, oh no, it's me, I'm messing with the wrong controller. Never mind, amateur. Okay, go on, can we get her going? Yep. Yep. Okay, that's about as slow as I can get her going in DC, so we'll have to do a second video once she's been chipped, because she should be a lot smoother. Right, let's get these Mark 1 Heart of Midlothian branded coaches on. Okay, to help me do this job, I'm going to use a railer. Now, mini rant mode. This is a railer, it's not a re-railer, and for the simple reason that it's impossible to rail something you have never railed before. For example, if I take this coach, here we go, this coach has never been on the rails before, so how can I re-rail it? how can I actually re-rail this coach if it has never been railed before? It's impossible. You can't re-watch a television show or re-watch a film until you've done it once. It's just impossible. But what I can do is rail that coach. And I'm actually going to start with a brake coach. So I'm going to put the brake coach on first. There we go. That brake coach has been railed. Or it's even been re-railed, because if I take it off and I put it on again, there we go. Now it's been re-railed, but it's still been railed. So railed is something that you can do all the time, anytime. But re-railing, you can only do once you've done it once before. It really is quite simple. So why it's called a re-railer by so many people and so many companies, I don't know. All I can say is they're wrong. I'm sorry, but they are. It's impossible. And you know, companies do make mistakes. They do make mistakes. Supermarkets famously have signs hanging down saying 10 items or less. When, well, actually, that's impossible. It should be 10 items or fewer, because you can't have less when you have lots and lots of little things. That's just called fewer. Anyway, English lessons to one side. I am slowly but surely loading all of these beautiful Mark 1 Heart of Midlothian coaches onto the track. And this railer is helping me do the job. Because obviously there's just so many, and you want to get them on nice and quickly, as well as properly. A railer helps you to do that. Okay, just one more to go. This is the second brake coach. So I'm going to, as was quite typical in the day, put the second brake coach at the start of the train. Nice and coupled up. Okay, so there we go. All 6 are on the track. I shall remove my railer. I won't keep going on about it, don't worry. And I shall get the A4 Pacific to couple up to these coaches, and oh, yeah, I'm really looking forward to that, because it's just going to look ace. Okay, let's get Falcon reversing onto her train. A little bit quicker. Just want to make sure she doesn't cut out or anything. Okay, let's slow her down. Oh, not too much. There we go, there we go. Okay, a little bit of a jolt on the coaches, but as I say, my customers, my passengers, they're used to it. It's not a problem. Oh, wow, but just look at that. Right, let's follow her around then, and then set the camera up in a few fixed locations and watch her fly past. Okay. Okay, here she comes. Just look at this. So many coaches. Okay, how about we get it to go a little bit quicker? Well, I lied. How about a lot quicker? Yeah, let's do that. Okay, I'm turning the controller, turning it and turning it. Just look at that. That's magnificent. She looks incredible. The Heart of Midlothian. pulled by the magnificent A4 Falcon locomotive. God, I'm getting dizzy just trying to follow her. Wow, what a locomotive, what a train, and just wow.